And I was like, ooh. And then I was like, wait, this is a store. This is fresh. I was like, oh, and they're in Chicago? I'm going to go visit when I move.
Yeah.
Not knowing anything, you know? So probably like 2 weeks after I moved to Chicago, some of the people that I met there in the dorms, they were like, oh, we're gonna go to this place. Like, you know, they're like, yo, Lupe be having his
Oh my
clothing
goodness.
line in there and like cause and
Yeah.
Goyard trunks. It's just images you saw on the internet and you're like, I didn't even know that a place like this can exist. And it looked like a museum, you know?
Like at that point, you know, there was like the phase of just sneaker boutiques, right? And they were like, you know, phase one. And then you start to like transform into these, I don't even want to call it streetwear boutiques, but just like, you know, boutique
Very like
bespoke
niche
clothing. Yeah.
for kids like us that brought in so many cultures. Again, you saw a Goyard trunk, but you saw BBC shirts in it. You're like, again, I've never seen this unless it was on Pharrell himself.
Exactly. It was like Pharrell's closet had made it into a
exactly,
a shop.
Like Pharrell, Kanye, you know, all these pivotal people that, you know, we pretty much still look to for influence. And yeah, I think going there, the first time I went there, we just kind of looked and it was kind of like, don't touch anything. It's like a museum in here. It was beautiful, you know?
Yeah.
But the second time we went, actually, NERD had like an in-store. And then the third time we went, I was standing outside because Kid Cudi and Chip the Ripper were doing it in-store. So definitely we're fans.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
the night of Watch the Throne Chicago,
Wow.
me and my friends were like, Ivan Jasper's having his bracelet, you know, in store. We're gonna go.
Yeah.
And then that's when I met Don and his wife Kristen and, you know, all these great Chicagoans.
Yep.
And literally Don's like, hey, see you on the internet, you're fresh. I'm like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Like, I was like, you know. And that's the thing, it's like really cool to get acknowledged, you know, and then you're kind of like, I'm doing something right. I'm here for a reason. It's just very reassuring. And after that, they were like, yeah, would you want to work here? I'm like, whoo. I was like, okay, let me break it down to y'all. Go to school full time.
Right.
Also work at Louis Vuitton full time.
Wow.
Only have like 1 to 2 days off. He was like, that's cool. And I was like, oh, okay. He was like, you know, we're trying to really build and bring in all our Power Rangers and, you know, create this great force.
Of course.
And I was like, I'm down.
Yo. And so then you just RSVP gallery.
Yep. So I was working both for a minute and then, you know, I wasn't really happy just working in sales at Louis Vuitton. I just felt like I needed to be in the streets. I was young.
Yeah. I need to be connected with what was happening.
You know.
And it probably, at that point, right, Louis wasn't what it
No, I
associated the way it
mean,
is today.
I guess it was probably the endings of Marc Jacobs era, which was amazing because I learned so much, even just about the brand in general, but also about Marc Jacobs.
Yeah.
But after that, even the people in there, they were like, gee, you gotta be outside. And I was like, I know, right? So I told Easy, he actually owns Infinite Archives now and Anthony Gallery, but he was a manager at RSVP. So I was like, hey, look, I'm trying to transition. You know, I don't feel like working at Louis Vuitton is doing enough for me, but when I'm here, I feel like, you know, it's in the body, it's in the feeling. It's just a great feeling.
Yeah.
You know you're in the right place.
Right. 100%.
And so he was like, all right, like if you want to start out as an intern and then, you know, maybe move into a position, cool. So got there, we were doing everything, you know, the packaging to the modeling, the clothes. At the time, Givenchy is coming in, you know, Pyrex, Just Don hats.
Yeah.
It's the start. Chief Keef was hot, just
Sosa.
coming on the scene. You know, this is 2010, 2011.
Yeah. Oh my God, what a great period of time.
It was a great period for Chicago. I mean, and I really learned a lot about Jordan Brand as well too. So all these things came into fruition, and Easy's actually the one who introduced me to Nike people.
Wow.
So not knowing that, let's say 2015, 2016,
Mm-hmm.
he was gonna say, hey, you remember Gmo and Frank?
Yep.
And it
Yep.
was like, they want to talk to you.
Wow.
So,
This is
boom.
how. Well, you know what's so important about that is, you know, a lot of times when I'm talking, people hit me up about like whether they're trying to get in the industry or do whatever.